Hi guys, today we are going to discuss about C interview question. The first question is difference between struct and union. The struct and unions are both user defined data types, but they can some difference are there. So the first we are going to discuss about struct. Struct is a user defined data type. It allocates the memory for all members separately, and all members access this memory simultaneously. Then it stores the multiple pointers but independent access. But going to union, it also user defined data type, but unions to allocates the memory for all members. Which largest member? So it allocates the memory for equal to the largest member. So all member access that memory only one member access at a time. So the main important thing is it stores the multiple values, but we need only one value at a time, and that time we only use the union data type. Now we can discuss how to declare a struct and union. So first we declare struct. Struct, then the struct name. So then the data type name, then the giving a name to the data type. So then I want to declare one name, so giving the data type, then the name also. So in this way we declare a struct. The same way we declare a union, but the keyword only change. The struct going to change the union. That's all. We going to declare a union and struct. The second question is, what is structure padding? Structure padding is nothing but automatically added the extra unused byte by the compiler. The most use of structure padding is going to give a aligned data for the structured member. It gives the CPU efficiently access. It gives the efficient access for the CPU. For example, so I want to store a character and I want to store integer. So I have, this is my memory address. First I want to store one character in 1000 memory address. Then I also store integer, but integer byte is 4. So I first store 3 bytes. Then I going to store the other one byte is another memory address. That means in this memory address I can declare 2000. So if I want to access the integer, CPU works. First CPU access this memory, so it takes these 3 bytes. Then it going to access this memory also, it takes this byte. So in this way CPU works very slowly. So the structure padding helps to add these address to automatically. Then I have to declare this memory address integer. So I declare 4 bytes in this memory. Then I going to access the integer. CPU access only the 2000 memory only. So the cycle is only 1. So in this way CPU access more efficiently. I am using the structure padding. The third question is aligned memory access. The aligned memory access is nothing but the variable of memory address. It is the multiple of its size. That is nothing but I have one integer. For example, is nothing but I have one integer. The integer byte is 4. I want to store the integer in memory address 1004. So the 1004, it's a multiple of 4 and it is divided by 4. It is a aligned memory. So if I want the other way, I am going to store the integer in 1003. It is not a multiple of 4 and it is not divided by 4. So it is the unaligned memory access. The next question is, what is storage class? The storage class is nothing but the scope, lifetime, memory location and default value of the variable. In C we have 4 different types of storage classes are there. First, the automatic. Automatic, it's a default local variable and it is stored in the stack memory. Then the limited time to the function and block were defined. The second class is register. It is stored in CPU register. It is the block scope also. It cannot have a memory address. Okay. The next thing is static. If we declare a variable in static, it's a block scope, so it retains the value between the function call. And also we declare a global variable in static, it limited the scope to the file. We only access the global variable in that file only. So if using the extends to declare a variable, it access anywhere. That means we access one global variable to another file, we using the extend file. Then these four storage classes are very important. The next question is, what is macro? Macro is nothing but it is a preprocessor that defines the constant or code. That code can be expanded before the actual compilation of the program, and that time the macro gives that code to that point before the compilation. Then now we going to see how to declare a macro. So the syntax of the macro. So has define. This keyword used to define a macro, then giving the macro name, then giving the which code we want to replace this macro name. This is the syntax of the macro. The next question is, write a macro to check, clear, set and toggle bit and integer. So we want to check a bit, clear and set and toggle bit for one integer. So for example, I have one integer, so I take integer 3. So I take integer 3. I want to know the binary of 3. So I want to know the binary of 3. So I take 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. So the 2 power 0 is 1, 2 power 1 is 2, 2 power 2 is 4. So I want 3. Then I going to add 2 and 1. So the binary of 3 is 0, 0, 1. The binary of 3 is 0, 0, 1, 1. Then I going to check if the bit are set or not. So I going to AND operator to this number to 1. So all the thing is 0, 0, 0. So if AND operate, it all the value is 1, it gives only all the value is 1, it gives 1, other way it gives 0. So if returns 1, the bit is checked, it bit is 1. If it gives 0, it cannot contain 1. Then I use left shift to neglect the last number. So left shift equal to 1, the last number going to remove, then the number is 0, 0, 1. Then I going to AND operator to this number to 1. So give it returns 1. It returns 1. The one bit is the bit is set. If it gives 0, the bit is not set. So in this way I going to AND to 1. Then I left shift to check if the bit is set or not. Then I going to set a bit for an integer. I have 3. So the binary is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 for 3. Then I going to set a bit. That means the zeros is going to 1. It is set a bit. So I add 1. I giving OR operator to 1 to this number. So in this way I am going to check if the bit are set or not. Then the next thing is, I want to clear a bit. That means I am going to change 1 to 0. That is a clear bit. So in this way I am going to AND operator to the binary. So using the tilde operation, it going to all the numbers going to 0. So in this way, then I going to the left shift also. In this way I clear the all bits. Then the toggle bit. Then how to I toggle bit for that? So if I have one number 0, 0, 1, 1, it is a 3 binary. I going to this number to XOR operation. XOR, in this way I going to the toggle bit. That means all zeros going to 1 and all ones going to 0. So these are methods to I going to clear set, check and the toggle bit for an integer. Now here going to see the macro code for this program. Here this is the program for how to say a macro to check, set, clear a bit for one integer. Here the macro is has has defined keyword, check bit is a macro, and num position is a macro, and the code is num and 1 position. So first I want to check a bit, then set, then clear and toggle. So here is the code. First I am going to the check a bit and this number and that position also, then the printf to the position, and else it is not check. So here all the code for set, check and clear the bit also. Then we are going to the next question is count integer how many bits are set. So the question is count integer how many bits set. So I want one integer, so I take the 3 integers 0 0 1 1, the binaries. So I want to count integer how many bits set, that means how many ones are there in this binary. So I want to check, how many bit integer. So I going to the AND operation to this number and 1. So it returns 1 if the bit is set. So I going to add one variable, I declare count. So in this way I count how many bits are set. So I want one loop, so I giving a while loop. How many times this loop is hold, the n is not equal to 0. Then I count this value, so count equal plus equal to the this number and to 1. So it returns 1, the count is increased. It returns 0, the count value is not increased. So in this way I check the how many counts in this integer maybe many set. So in this way I check the how many bits set in integer. The next question is explain a linked list. The linked list is nothing but it's a dynamic data structure. It have a node that each element contains 2 values, that one is data and another one is pointer of the next value. That means that the thing is linked list. So I going to this here. Here the linked list is collection of nodes where each node contains the data and the pointer to the next node. So it is nothing but I have one node. Excuse me. So I have one node, that means I have one node pointer. So it have 2 values, one is data and another one is the next value of the node of next value. So this is the linked list. In linked list there are different types. So that is one single linked list, another one is double linked list. In single linked list it is have only one data and another next node only, but double linked list it have 3 values, one data and another is next value of the node, next pointer of the node, the another one is previous pointer of the node. So the double linked list have 3 values in this each element. The next question is difference between array and linked list. Array and linked list, they are both data structures but they have some difference. So here we see the array is the collection of elements continuously memory location, that is it have the fixed memory locations. Linked list is how we want to know it is a node, each node contains the data and to the pointer. So the memory location is stacked, that means it's a fixed size, it cannot add another, if we want to store it cannot add, only fixed size elements keep being stored. But the linked list is the dynamic, if you want to need another memory, so it allocated each node. So the access time is 0 of 1, this constant time only, it is the linear of time. Insertion and deletion is slow, but it linked list insertion and deletion is fast. The memory usage is it efficient but may have unused memory to be fixed, but it uses the extra memory for the pointers, increasing overhead. And the structure, traversal, the most important thing is it access the in array we access easily by using the index value, but linked list we using traversal for we using the loop to access each memory one. So in this case array is a fixed size using index value, accessing index value, but linked list we using traversal to throughout the loop. These are the most difference between array and linked list. The next question is difference between thread and process. The process, first we going to process is nothing but it executing the program independently within its own memory. So it independent execution of program with its own memory. But going to thread, it is a lightweight unit code. It executed the program within the process. That means it takes the same memory of the process. So the thread is nothing but it is the smallest unit of process. The next question is declaring a synchronized function with thread and process. So we going to this question. First we want to know why the synchronized function using thread, because in process they have multiple threads or that means, for example, in process we have multiple threads, that T1, T2 and T3. All the threads executing the program within the process, it takes the process memory. So if T1 takes this memory, T also want the memory, so it gives the same time, it may be crashed or system failure. So in this time we going to declare a synchronized function one after another. If T1 takes the memory, after the T1 goes, then the other functions are takes the memory of the process. So in this way, in this case, so we used the synchronized function. Then we going to how to declare a synchronized function in thread and process. So going to how to declare a synchronized function. Here the synchronized function for shared resources, synchronized function ensure the data consistently and prevents the race condition. Using pthread library and mutex to create a synchronized for threads. So we using the pthread library and mutex. First we lock the function. So if any thread takes this memory, first we going to lock, then the memory is accessing, then it unlock the process, then the other threads going to access this memory. So we using the mutex pthread library and mutex to access creating the synchronized function to accessing the thread to the process. So this is the way to declare a synchronized function for threads in process. These are all the questions are very important in C. In this video all questions are explained clearly. Thanking you.